Today, our topic is how to handle uncertainty like a Stoic. Life is full of uncertainty. Every day we face situations where we don't know what will happen next. It could be something small, like not knowing if it will rain during your picnic, or something big, like not knowing if you will get the job you applied for. Uncertainty is a part of life, and it can make us feel anxious, stressed, or even scared. But the Stoics, an ancient group of philosophers, believed that we can handle uncertainty in a calm and strong way. They taught that by understanding what we can control and what we cannot, we can live a more peaceful and fulfilling life. So, let's explore how to handle uncertainty like a Stoic. First, let's talk about what Stoicism is. Stoicism is a philosophy that began in ancient Greece and later became popular in Rome. It was founded by a man named Zeno, and later developed by philosophers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. The Stoics believed that the key to a good life is to focus on what is within our control and to accept what is not. They taught that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. This idea is very powerful, especially when we face uncertainty. Uncertainty often makes us feel like we are losing control. We want to know what will happen, and when we don't, we feel uneasy. But the Stoics would say that this is a mistake. We are trying to control things that are not in our control, and this is what causes us stress. Instead, we should focus on what we can control. For example, imagine you are waiting for the results of a test. You cannot control the outcome of the test. It has already been decided. But you can control how you spend your time while waiting. You can choose to stay calm, to focus on other things, or to prepare for the next steps, no matter what the result is. This is the Stoic way of handling uncertainty. Another important Stoic idea is to accept reality as it is. The Stoics believe that suffering comes from resisting reality. When we want things to be different from how they are, we create unnecessary pain for ourselves. Instead, we should accept the present moment, even if it is not what we wanted. This does not mean that we should give up or stop trying. It means that we should stop fighting against what we cannot change. For example, if you lose your job, you can choose to accept the situation and focus on finding a new one, rather than wasting energy being angry or sad about what happened. This acceptance helps us to move forward and take action, instead of being stuck in negative emotions. The Stoics also taught that we should prepare for the worst while hoping for the best. This is called premeditatio malorum, which means the premeditation of evils. The idea is to think about the worst-case scenario and imagine how you would handle it. By doing this, you reduce the fear of uncertainty because you are prepared for it. For example, if you are worried about losing your job, you can think about what you would do if it happened. Would you look for a new job? Would you cut back on expenses? By planning ahead, you feel more in control and less afraid. But this does not mean that you should expect the worst to happen all the time. The Stoics also believed in hope and optimism. They taught that we should focus on what we can do to improve our situation, rather than worrying about what might go wrong. Another Stoic practice is to focus on the present moment. Uncertainty often makes us think about the future and all the things that could go wrong. But the Stoics believed that the present moment is all we have. The past is gone, and the future is not yet here. By focusing on the present, we can reduce our anxiety and find peace. For example, if you are worried about a meeting tomorrow, you can remind yourself that right now you are safe and everything is okay. You can focus on what you are doing in this moment, whether it is spending time with family, reading a book, or simply breathing. This helps you to stay grounded and calm. The Stoics also believed in the importance of perspective. They taught that our problems are often smaller than we think. When we are faced with uncertainty, we tend to exaggerate the situation in our minds. We imagine the worst possible outcome and forget that most of the time, things turn out better than we expect. The Stoics would say that we should step back and look at the bigger picture. Ask yourself, is this problem as bad as I think it is? Will it matter in a week, a month, or a year? By doing this, you can see that many of your worries are not as big as they seem. This helps you to stay calm and focused. Another important Stoic idea is to practice gratitude. When we face uncertainty, we often focus on what we don't have or what might go wrong. But the Stoics believed that we should focus on what we do have and be grateful for it. Gratitude helps us to see the good in our lives, even when things are uncertain. For example, if you are worried about money, you can remind yourself of the things you already have, like your health, your family, or your friends. This shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, and this can bring you peace and happiness. The Stoics also believed in the importance of self-discipline. They taught that we should train ourselves to be strong and resilient, so that we can handle whatever life throws at us. This means practicing self-control, staying calm in difficult situations and not letting our emotions take over. For example, if you are feeling anxious about something, you can practice taking deep breaths, staying calm, and thinking clearly. This helps you to respond to uncertainty in a thoughtful and deliberate way, rather than reacting out of fear or anger. Finally, the Stoics believed that we should see challenges as opportunities to grow. They taught that difficulties are not just problems to be avoided, but chances to become stronger and wiser. When we face uncertainty, we can choose to see it as a test of our character. How will we respond? Will we give in to fear, or will we stay strong and keep going? By seeing uncertainty as an opportunity, we can find meaning and purpose in even the most difficult situations. In conclusion, handling uncertainty like a Stoic means focusing on what we can control, accepting what we cannot, and staying calm and strong in the face of challenges. It means preparing for the worst while hoping for the best, focusing on the present moment, and keeping things in perspective. It means practicing gratitude, self-discipline, and seeing challenges as opportunities to grow. Life will always be uncertain, but by following these Stoic principles, we can face it with courage, peace, and resilience. Remember, you cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. And that is the key to living a good life, no matter what comes your way.